Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Webinar Swaps, JVZoo Webinars, Webinars Only, and Rich Willens Webinars. My name is Rich Willens, and I want to thank everybody for coming by today. It's a gorgeous day where I am, 30 degrees, but it's gorgeous. We're broadcasting live from where we always broadcast, bottom of the great state of Mississippi. I love Mississippi, just outside of Biloxi and Ocean Springs. Welcome to the program, ladies and gentlemen. It is a privilege and an honor to have all of you. I'm telling you, you guys, I appreciate you so much. That's why I bring you the best of the best when it comes to putting on these webinars and products that is not only going to help you make some money, but hopefully in your IM career. And we're going to be partners and associates for a long time. Tonight's guest is Jeff Gould, and he's going to talk to us about apps. Now, I've talked to you before about my friend Joel Comm, who has the iFart app, and he has made some pretty decent money on it. It's been out for about 4 or 5 years, and it seems that every time somebody downloads iFart, well, he makes a little bit of money. And who would not like some instant and residual income like that? There was a lot of promises made on the emails that I sent to you today. I believe that Jeff is going to over-deliver. So without further ado, and that's French, please welcome to the program my guest tonight. Bonjour, comment tu? Je m'appelle Richard. Here's Jeff Gould. Welcome, Jeff, to the program.
Thanks a lot, Rich. Appreciate it.
Hey,
I'm just going to dive right in. I'm here in Southern California, and it's definitely not 30 degrees. I think we hit like 65 degrees. But
well, that's pretty awesome. You're in San Diego, aren't you?
That's right,
San
Diego.
And you know, we have Marketing Mayhem coming up. We've got some great speakers, some major speakers. It's going to be at one of the resorts out there. So I will look forward to meeting you there. I know you got some stuff to give away, so here's the rules. I'm just going to shut up. People don't want to hear me. They want to hear you. I believe you're going to over-deliver, and my folks here tonight, they're prepared. I'm sure they got pen or paper. They know I do a replay, but I'll tell you what. They're attentive. They don't want to miss anything. And I think most of them have an idea for an app. I have an idea for an app. And believe me, I know if you think education's expensive, try ignorance. This is something that I want to learn. So I'm just going to let you go. I'll wait till the end. I know you're going to give away some stuff. And if people take advantage of your opportunity tonight, I'm going to make them my VIPs in San Diego at Marketing Mayhem. Oops, did I just say that before anything?
Very, very cool. Thanks for doing that.
You're welcome, man. So Airborne, it's all yours, and we'll see you in a bit.
All right, so before we dive into this presentation, I just want to take a minute because I think it's really important for you to know who I am. And the reason why is, you know, whenever I'm listening to a presentation or listening to somebody talk, I really want to know, you know, is this guy the real deal? Is this guy, you know, just somebody who's teaching something that he knows nothing about? Or is this guy an actual practitioner? You know, in one of the metrics I like to look for when it comes to the app industry is, you know, is this somebody who's had success across all of the major app stores, not just, you know, one app store like iTunes? So in my mind, that is the mark of a real app developer. You know, do they have real world success in every major app store? I'm talking about getting millions of downloads at iTunes as well as Amazon and Google. And to be honest, there are very few, if any, other developers who are teaching this topic who have had anywhere near the success I've had. And I'm not telling you that to brag. I'm telling you this so you have the confidence in the information you're about to hear. I am a #1 app developer. I've had several of my apps reach the #1 most downloaded app in its category in several app stores. I've even had one of my games reach the #1 most downloaded free kids game in all of Amazon. Recently, I got my 10 millionth app download. I still can't believe it. I remember when I hit 1 million app downloads and what a big deal that was. So to get my 10 millionth download a few weeks ago feels incredible, especially since I recently left my full-time corporate job in finance to focus all of my attention on apps and helping other people make money with apps. Think about that. I got these 10 million downloads in my spare time. I was making apps without any experience, getting millions of downloads in all of the major app stores, and making a huge passive income all in my spare time. It wasn't until recently I decided to leave my corporate job to pursue this full-time. In other words, I did this all by myself in my spare time while working a full-time job. And I know most of you on this webinar right now are much more qualified than I was when I first got started. I'm also founder of AppRush Academy. This is the flagship app coaching program where I help other people make money with simple apps in as little as 28 days. I'll tell you more about that later. But I'm most famous for my app marketing trifecta. This is where I achieved millions of downloads across all 3 major app stores, iTunes, Google, and Amazon. I did this all without spending any money on marketing. I don't know anyone else who worked on apps in their spare time who has achieved these type of results and is willing to tell you how they did it. So having achieved millions of downloads across all of the major app stores drove some of the biggest brands to reach out to me and hire me to help them promote their products and brands with apps. Now, I'm not allowed to disclose the names of these companies, but these are some of the big food companies you would see if you go to the movies and buy food and candy and such. Now, when it comes to helping these big companies, I typically get paid a fee plus some type of profit share that can range anywhere from a couple $100s per month up to over $5,000 per month just for ongoing monthly royalties based on the success of the app. But most importantly, I've been able to make enough money with simple apps to leave my high salaried corporate job. And just recently, my wife and I were interviewed by one of our mentors, Shalene Johnson, where we discussed how making money with apps has changed our lives and how we're now able to spend more time with our kids, we travel more, and most importantly, we plan each day exactly the way we want to. And so, the reason why all of this is true is because this stuff you're about to see works. So here are some bank deposits from one of my developer accounts last year. And here's a high-level summary of where all the money comes from. You can look here and see that in 2013, I generated just under $200,000 with my part-time app business. And I had no prior experience. I'm not technically inclined whatsoever. And the best part about it, almost all of the $200,000 is pure profit because there are very few expenses associated with this passive income. So I constantly get asked, how do you make money with free apps? And here it is in full transparency. 31% came from iTunes, 35% came from direct affiliates, 2% at Google. It's a little low, but I focused on making affiliate money at Google. And then 9% from Amazon. And here's the clincher. 20% came from a bunch of other app stores that most people aren't even aware exist. So here are some results from my one of my AppRush Academy students. You can see here he made over $3,000 in 3 months with his very first app just from direct affiliates. The reason why I bring all of this up is so you have the confidence in what you're about to hear and see. The strategies I'm going to show you have been tested in every major app store. And you're going to be hearing from someone who now does this all day, every day. This is what I eat, sleep, breathe, and dream about every single day of every single week. So I've spent countless hours testing everything, and I know with certainty what works and what doesn't when it comes to making apps, getting downloads, and making as much money as possible per download. So you made the right decision to watch this today. For those of you watching right now, you get to reap the benefits of all of my hard work and testing because I'm going to show you exactly what is working right now. I prepared some great information for you that you can use immediately. I also have some gifts for you at the end of this webinar, which is my way of bribing you to stay for the whole thing. But trust me, it'll be worth it. All right, I know some of you here might already have apps, but you're frustrated with your results. And I know some of you here are just trying to figure out any way to make some extra money. You're probably looking into making money with affiliate programs, or maybe you're looking into selling products on Amazon or Facebook ads or internet marketing, etc. You're kind of doing whatever you can think to bring in some extra money. And you're probably listening to all types of entrepreneurial podcasts like Pat Flynn or John Lee Dumas, etc. At this point, you're probably wondering, will this information you're going to learn on this webinar today apply to you? And the answer is yes. So I really want you to pay close attention and what I'm about to show you and try and remove anything that might distract you. I'm here today to tell you why you should make apps and why now is such a good time to get started before the huge spike in profits during Christmas. Imagine how good it would feel if you made your app, your very own app, and imagine how good it would feel if your app made you thousands of dollars during the Christmas season. I know exactly how that feels, and my students do too. Our app profits went up between 6 times and 8 times last Christmas. At iTunes, one of my students saw a 6x spike in profits. Here's another example of a huge spike in profits of from around $80 to over $650 on Christmas Day in just one of the smaller Android stores. This is an app store that most developers or most people don't even know exists. Here's another example of a spike from around $100 per day to over $600 during the Christmas holiday. And you can see that it stayed between $200 and $600 per day for the entire month of January. That's over $10,000 in just one app store in just 30 days. Not bad for a little Christmas bonus. So my point is this: you can do this, and now is the time to get your app ready for Christmas. Now, Christmas is obviously not the only time you can make money with apps, but you do see a huge spike in downloads and profits during the Christmas season. So one of the most common questions I get asked is, how do you make money with free apps? Or what would you do if you were starting from scratch? In today's webinar, I'm going to tell you exactly that, exactly what I'd do if I was just starting out with apps. I'm going to walk you through all of the steps you would need to take to start from wherever you are to making money with apps. You're going to walk away from this webinar and know why you should make apps, how to make apps with no technical skills, and how to make a lot of money with free apps this Christmas season. You're also going to learn some unusual strategies used by top app developers to get millions of downloads in every app store. And you're going to know how to turn those downloads into a passive income. You know, unlike a lot of other business opportunities out there, making money with apps is the true definition of passive income. Once your app is live in the App Store, it requires little time and effort to continue to make money. You literally make money while you're sleeping. So who this is for? If you're struggling to figure out how to make money online, or you're tired of trading time for money, you just want passive income, or you're in need of a shift in your life, or you simply want a proven system you can build once and then set it and forget it. What this is not a get-rich-quick program. This is not about making millions of dollars overnight. What this is an opportunity to make a part-time or a full-time income with apps. And as most of you know my story, you know, when I started out, I was making around $100 per day right off the bat, a nice part-time income that grew steadily. Then, you know, I figured out what works and what doesn't, and I've been able to make upwards of $1,000 per day. And, you know, and I made almost $200,000 last year. You know, with that success, I've been blessed to be able to leave my corporate job, and now I have the freedom to plan my own days exactly how I want. Success won't happen overnight, although it can, and it will require work. Now, I want to emphasize that this does require work, but the good news is I know exactly what you need to work on to go from wherever you are to making money with apps as quickly as possible. So the question is, how are we going to do that? I know a lot of you here feel like, you know, making money with apps is probably really hard and complicated. I also know some of you here maybe already making apps, but you're struggling to get downloads and make money. I totally get it. I know exactly how you feel. I used to feel that same way. In fact, I felt that way for months. It was so complicated at first. I had no one to help me figure out, you know, what type of app I should make, how to make them, how to get the downloads, and how to make money with apps. I had no extra time. I was working a full-time job down here in sunny San Diego. I was commuting an hour a day, and I have a wife and 2 kids. I was completely overwhelmed, but I got committed to figuring this out. I knew there was a way to, you know, a lot of money to be made with apps, and I was determined to figure it out. After months of long hours and trial and error, I figured out a system, and I'm going to walk you through what I call the B.A.M.M system. If you follow this system, you will be well on your way to making a passive income with apps. So, and here it is. This is the B.A.M.M system. This is what it looks like. You got B for build, A for analyze, M for market, and M for monetize. You know, don't feel like you have to frantically take notes on this. If enough of you are interested in, you know, getting a copy of this blueprint, I will email you a copy so you can print it out and use it as your own reference, or I'll have Rich email you guys a copy. So actually, on that note, do me a favor. If you're interested in this AppRush Academy blueprint, in the chat box, just say, yes, Jeff, I'm interested. And if enough of you are interested at this point, at the end of this call, I will have Rich email all of you a copy of this. So let me know if this interests you guys. Cool, cool. All right, Russ, Pete, cool, John. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so Rich, we'll work on figuring out how to get that out to everybody. But because our time is limited, I'm going to give you everything I can in the time we have. You know, from experience, I can tell you that there will be a lot of topics that, you know, you'll want to go and dive deeper into, but we just won't have the time. So along the way, I'll kind of tell you where you can learn more about that particular topic. But what I want to do is instead, I want to focus on some areas of the blueprint that are the most valuable, the things that you can take and literally hop off this call and begin using right away. You know, the things I'm going to teach you right now are so valuable, they can literally transform your life if you just follow the system. And I'm talking about these 4 things right here. So the question again is, how do you make money with free apps without any experience? You simply follow the system. So let's talk about this proven system, but before we do, let's talk about this huge opportunity. Did you know that some app developers are making over $1 million per day? Some are even making upwards of $2 million per day. Think about that. Some apps are making upwards of $2 million per day, not per month, not per week, per day. That is some serious money. But you don't need to be a top grossing developer to make life-changing money with apps. I can still vividly remember the day when I realized my first app was making like $50 per day in just one of the smaller app stores. I couldn't figure out for the longest time how to check my sales in this particular store. And when I finally figured out how to check the sales, I realized I had been making an extra $50 per day for like 2 weeks. I couldn't wait to rush home and tell my wife. That little $50 per day was like the jet fuel that got me excited to figure out how to make even more money with apps. So I started to see, you know, a lot of articles about how much money people were making. First-time developers were just making tons of money. So I immersed myself in everything that had to do with this app industry. I'm very analytical, so I spent months testing everything to see what works and what doesn't in regards to getting downloads and making money with apps. I tried everything to get more downloads. I tried changing my icons and screenshots and my app names and the keywords, review websites and PPC and CPA and cross promotions and press releases and videos. I tried everything to make more money inside of my apps, like affiliates and in-app purchases, in-app currency and banner ads and full page ads and different ad partners like RevMob and Chartboost and Upsite. I did videos in my ads. I changed my prices. I tested everything. And then I finally figured out what works and what doesn't. Fast forward, and now I have millions of downloads in every app store. And I recently got my 10 millionth app download. I still can't believe it. I make more money from apps than I did my highest salaried corporate job. And I've been blessed to be hired by some of the biggest brands to help them promote their products and brands with apps. But many of you are just like me when I first started. Making an even extra $100 per day or $3,000 per month would really help. So, what would you do if you did make an extra $100 per day or $3,000 per month? Would you pay off some debt? Would you maybe take a vacation, a much needed vacation? Or, imagine what your friends and family would think if you had an app in the App Store and your apps were covering all of your living expenses. Seriously, take a minute and imagine how awesome that would feel to actually make a passive income with apps. I know firsthand how good that feels, and my students do as well. Imagine what will happen when you have multiple apps and the downloads and profits start stacking up. And imagine how it would feel to be excited to wake up every morning to check your email and see how many downloads you got and how much money you made, even while you were sleeping. I can assure you it would be your favorite part of the day. You will be jumping out of bed every morning. So the way I build, market, and make money with apps is much different from the average entrepreneur. I have a proven system that I use to ensure every app I create is a success. The problem is most app developers do this completely wrong. And because most people do this wrong, we're going to talk about some of the biggest mistakes people make, and then I'm going to show you the solutions, the solutions I use to make life-changing money in my spare time. So before we get to the solutions, I want to talk about the 4 biggest mistakes I see with my students and clients. The reason why I think this is important is because a lot of app developers or people just starting out with apps, they all run into these same challenges all the time. So the first problem is app developers, they don't know all of the different ways there are to make an app. So, and here are some common myths. Apps are expensive to make. That's not true. You can actually use free software. There's zero upfront cost to get started. It takes a lot of time. That's not true either. Software and templates can speed up the entire process. Myth number 3, you have to be a tech genius. That's definitely not true. Software does all of the techie stuff for you. I have about 25 apps that I created myself. I don't know how to code or program, and I never will. So let's talk about the solution. You really have 3 different options to build an app. You can hire somebody on Odesk or WIlens or other freelance websites to make the app for you. This is known as outsourcing. Or you can buy an existing app source code, hire somebody to make some changes to it, and publish it as your own app. This is known as app flipping. Or solution number 3, which is my favorite way, you can make it yourself using free drag and drop software that does all of the techie stuff for you. The results, I built my first game. It was a kids milkshake maker game myself in a matter of days using simple drag and drop software. And just that one game has gone on to make me over $200,000 in less than 2 years. Not bad for a little part-time income. And the best part is, this was all passive income. In other words, once I had my app in the App Store, I was making money on autopilot. I wasn't trading any more time for money. Can you think of a better way to make a lot of money without trading time? It's totally different than when I was working in finance, trading my time for a paycheck. So now that you know how to build apps, how do you analyze and find the hottest apps, and what type of app should you make? Well, that brings us to problem number 2. Most app developers, or most people getting into this space, make the wrong type of app. So now, let's look at the solutions for this. And what I like to call this is drilling for gold. It goes like this. If you want your app to be successful, if you want to set yourself up to get tons of downloads and you actually want to make some money with apps, you need to analyze and do a little research to see where all the gold is, or where does all the money flow in the App Store. So here's the solution. Here's what you do. You go to iTunes and you filter for top grossing apps. These are the apps making the most money out of all of the apps in the App Store. You can see here that 24 out of 30 on this given day, 80% of them are games. Almost on any given day, 80 to 90% of all the top grossing apps are games. Why is this important? Because more than 80% of all revenue generated by mobile applications last year came from games. And if you recall from a minute ago, some of the top games are making upwards of $1 million per day. Even simple games like Flappy Bird was making upwards of $50,000 per day, and it's a very simple game. Imagine how that would feel to make $50,000 per day with just one simple game. And for those of you who had the chance to maybe watch some of my training videos leading up to this, you can see me. I have a training video where I build the Flappy Bird game in a matter of minutes. I think it's like a 20-minute video where from start to scratch. It's just super simple. So just to be clear, you don't have to make games, but the students in my AppRush Academy who are the most successful, they all started out making simple games. But it gets even better. When you address the third problem, not knowing how to make money with free apps, things get even more exciting. So the next thing you want to figure out is, how do you make as much money as possible per download? Well, in order to do that, you need to know all the different ways there are to make money with free apps. And here's a couple of my favorite ways to make money with apps. What I like to do is layer into my apps what I call my circle of profits. And since I don't have the time to go into each one of these in detail, what I want to do is give you 2 of the most profitable strategies to make as much money as possible with free apps. So here are the 2 things you must do to make as much money as possible. You must use some type of affiliate strategy. For example, you can make anywhere from $1 to $6 by promoting another developer's free app from within your app. And here's the result. In my first 3 months of using just this one affiliate strategy, I made over $23,000. Here's more results. One of my students made $3,195 in 90 days. And if you recall from earlier, just this one monetization strategy made me almost $70,000 last year. These aren't even my apps. Think about that. I made almost $70,000 by promoting someone else's free app. And it's easy to promote these other developers' free apps because they're some of the top apps in the App Store. So number 2, you must offer your app for free and use some type of in-app purchase. For example, you can give some of your content or your game away for free and then charge a fee using in-app purchases if they want the full functionality of your app or game. Here's proof. Free with in-app purchase dominates the top grossing. Every single one of the top 10 apps in the top grossing are free with in-app purchases. Last year I made $61,350, an average of over $5,000 per month just at iTunes, and the majority of that income was from my free apps with in-app purchases. Again, there's tons of ways to make money with free apps, and I cover the entire blueprint step by step in my AppRush Academy coaching program, and I'll tell you more about that later. But those 2 strategies are by far my favorite, but it still gets better. Now that you know how to analyze and find the hottest and most profitable apps, let's talk about what you need to do to market your app. Most developers don't know how to market their app to get millions of downloads in every app store. Again, let's go back and reference the blueprint to find the solution. There are literally hundreds of things you could do to drive downloads, but there are very few strategies that really work. So here are the 5 things you must do to maximize your app downloads. You must put your app in every app store. Don't limit yourself to just iTunes. For example, here's a sample of the app stores your app should be in. iTunes, obviously, Google, Amazon, Tizen, Mac, Windows, Opera Mobile, etc. There's tons and tons of app stores. Here's the results. In just these 3 app stores, I have over 9 million app downloads. If I would have limited myself to just iTunes, I would only have 4 million app downloads. And what's great about using software to make apps, you can simply make one app on your computer and then put it in every app store at no extra cost. Again, one of the biggest mistakes most developers make is only making their app available on Apple devices. This is a huge mistake. There's easy-to-use software that allows you to make one app and make it available on almost every device. You obviously want your app at iTunes, but you also want it for the Windows and the desktops and the phones. You want it for the Mac. You want it for the Kindle and the Fire phones. You want it for the Android tablets, the Android phones like Samsung, etc. Solution number 2, you must optimize your keywords because over 60% of all downloads come after somebody types keywords into a search box. For example, you should use some of the popular websites like Sensor Tower or appcode.es or Searchman to research your competitors' keywords. Here's proof. Over 60% of all downloads come after a user finds the app doing a search. Solution number 3, you must include some of the most popular keywords in your app name. For example, you might want to use a hyphen or a dash, like my app name dash, some type of keyword phrase that somebody would actually type into the search box. Here's the results. One of my students doubled his app downloads after I helped him change his app name. Solution number 4, you must create a video of your app in action to really maximize your downloads. For example, you can mirror your device on your computer and then record your computer using free programs like Jing and then just upload the video to YouTube. Here's the results. One of my videos has 350,000 YouTube views. Solution number 5, you must prompt your user for a good rating while filtering for negative ratings. Here's an example. You can see it says send love. If you're enjoying this app, please send us love by rating this app. And it says not now, send love, or having problems. Send love is like a subliminal message for a good review. Not too many people are going to click a button that says send love and give you a 1-star rating. Having problems, instead of popping up the rating box to give you a 1-star, you basically pop up an email that says, hey, please let us know how we can make it better. So along with these 5 must-dos, having a network of other developers to cross-promote with can take your app to the next level. Cross-promotions is huge. So once you start getting downloads and making money, you just need to analyze your results, make some updates, and make even more money. That stuff is pretty simple, isn't it? Can you see how powerful this system is? Well, if you can't see what a huge opportunity this is to make a truly passive income, then I'm probably doing a really bad job explaining it. Remember, I don't have any technical experience. My background is in finance. Most of you on this call are much more qualified than I am to make money with apps. Do you see how using even just one of the strategies can make you a ton of money with free apps? Well, this system, Build, Analyze, Market, Monetize, got one of my AppRush Academy students over 400,000 app downloads and made him $18,000 in just 90 days. Those results aren't bad for his very first app. Some of my students are only making $1,000 extra per month, but they're just getting started, and I can assure you they aren't complaining about having an extra $1,000 per month. And remember, this is passive income. Their apps are in the App Store, and they're making money on autopilot. That same system got me over 1 million app downloads and made me $54,817 just in the last 90 days. And during the Christmas frenzy, you can make upwards of 10 times more money. But let me be clear, Christmas time is the absolute best time to make money with apps, but it doesn't mean it's the only time. These strategies work all year round. Now let's talk about you. Let me ask you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you to get started with apps and cash in on this amazing opportunity? Go ahead and let me know in the chat box. On a scale of 1 to 10, a 10 means you're excited, a 1 means you're not that excited. Again, if you're not that excited, I'm probably doing a really bad job explaining this opportunity. So I'm seeing a lot of 10s, 10s, 8s, 10s. Cool, Kevin, Matt, Mike, right on, right on. So, I know some of you here are brand new to making apps, and I want to assure you that it really isn't that hard. If I can do it, you can do it. And I'm going to show you how. You just need to, believe in yourself, believe that you can follow a step-by-step system. And, I also realize some of you on this webinar are already making apps and you're probably frustrated with your results. I get it. You're not alone. I've helped a lot of developers who already have apps get way more downloads and make way more money. So you've been listening, you've seen the power of this system, and you know that this stuff works, and you can do this. At this point, you're probably wondering to yourself, what is the fastest way for me to actually do this? Like my student, you just need to follow my system by taking action and following the step-by-step strategies that I teach. So here are your options. You can either take what I just taught you and run with it, just do it all yourself, or if you're like most people, you probably have some questions, around all of that stuff that fits in between, like, what's all that other stuff in the blueprint? And, it is very important to know exactly what type of app to make and how to make it. It's also very important to know how to layer in all of the monetization strategies in your app, or what I like to call my circle of profits. It's one of those things that's the key differentiator to making money with apps. You can't just throw your app up on the App Store and expect somebody to find it and download it. You have to be strategic about your marketing and how you position your app in all of the app stores. To make sure you succeed, you want to do all of this in a very specific way. So if that's how you like to work best, by learning all of the proven strategies and then using them in your own apps, having somebody hold your hand through the entire process, then I'm definitely your guy and you're at the right place. If you want additional help, if you want me and a community of other entrepreneurs to help you, I have a program that is ideal for you. It's called the AppRush Academy 28-Day Challenge. The AppRush Academy 28-Day Challenge is all about me helping you make money with apps as quickly as possible. Think about that. By joining the AppRush Academy 28-Day Challenge, what you're really doing is investing in yourself. You're investing to learn a proven system from somebody who's already mastered this. With over 10 million app downloads across all of the major app stores, I know exactly what to do. You're investing in yourself to speed up the amount of time it takes you to make life-changing money with apps. Sure, you could spend months or years trying to figure all of this out on your own, but it wouldn't happen quickly, and you would likely make a lot of costly mistakes. So if you want to create apps and cash in this Christmas, the AppRush Academy 28-Day Challenge is specifically for you. Even if you already have apps and you just need help with downloads and monetization, what you will learn in the AppRush Academy coaching program will dramatically improve your results. And if you're new to apps and want to learn how to make apps the right way in time for Christmas, the AppRush Academy is very important for you. I take you step by step through a proven system that's been working very, very well for me and my students. Again, just in his first 90 days, a student of mine used this system to make over $18,000. And you saw how you can make 10 times more money during Christmas. Remember, just in this one app store, I made around $10,000 during the month of January because I knew exactly how to position my free app. I was able to use this money to take my family on a much-needed vacation. It paid for itself. So imagine what you would do if you made an extra $10,000 this Christmas. So this system is working really good, and you can just model what's working for me and my students and use it in your app. So here's how we're going to do this. Here's how we're going to accomplish you building apps and getting downloads in time for Christmas. The AppRush Academy coaching program starts with 4 modules. Each module covers 1 week of activities. There's Analyze, Build, Monetize, and Market. It's basically the 6-figure app blueprint, just rearranged a bit. Now let's take a deeper look into each one of these modules. Module 1 is Analyze. We start by looking across all of the app stores to strategically pick the right type of app to make. I literally hold your hand through the entire process, every single step of the way, telling you exactly how to pick your ideal app. In week 1, I'm also going to teach you the 5 core rules for making money with apps and show you how successful apps make so much money. I even set up a live group coaching call every week to ensure you're on track and answer any questions you might have. This is not just a bunch of videos with some concepts. I'm literally giving you fill-in-the-blank templates and helping you get this stuff done. Week 1 is huge. When you do this process right, it basically sets you up for success. So once we have your app idea, we're going to keep the momentum and work on getting your app built. Whether you want to try and build it yourself or outsource it, I help you every step of the way. Again, this isn't one of those trainings where I'm just going to give you concepts on what to do. I'm literally going to show you how to do it. My private Facebook group is a great example of this. You can see me in here personally helping my students, other students helping each other. We're all sharing graphics, resources. It's just a great community. Module 2 is Build. In week 2, I show you how to build apps yourself without spending any money and without any programming or technical skills. I walk you through how I built my apps myself in my spare time. The same apps that got me 10 million app downloads, I show you how you can build your apps using my apps as templates. This cuts out all of the guesswork, model what is working, and get your apps made faster and easier. I also recognize not everyone here wants to invest the time to make apps themselves. That is why I also teach you the best way to outsource the app development. I even give you recommendations on exactly who you should hire. I also show you how to test your app as you're building it to ensure it looks and functions properly. I also have another live coaching call towards the end of this week to ensure you're on track and answer any questions you might have. So what do we do to ensure we can make money once the app is built? That is what we cover in week number 3. We start by making sure your home scene is set up to maximize your profits. I help you set up your home scene to stack what I like to call profit maximizers. These are things like icons and pop-ups, a more button, etc. The first page the user sees when they open up your app is by far the most important, so I help you set it up correctly. My favorite way to make money with apps is with the direct and indirect affiliate strategies. I show you exactly how to engage with the user so they click on your affiliate links. Remember earlier when I said affiliate income is huge? You want to make sure you set this up properly, so I help you every step of the way. I also show you specific strategies you can use to supercharge your in-app purchases. If you recall from earlier, in-app purchases makes up 30% of my total revenue, so I show you exactly how to set these up. In week 3, I also give you my Circle of Profits template so you can make even more money with apps. By having my Circle of Profits, you won't have to guess on whether or not the app is set up, the way to make money in your app is set up correctly to maximize your profits per download. This is the same Circle of Profits Scott used to make over $18,000 in just 90 days after launching his very first app. He did exactly what I taught him, and you can too. Finally, in week 3, I show you the #1 strategy top developers use to upsell on their main sales page. So you can use this strategy in your app and make even more money. So what's our next step? Our app's almost built. We've layered in the Circle of Profits. What is the next step? Well, it's marketing. This is where most people completely drop the ball and what separates the amateurs from the money makers. You know, I know a lot of you listening right now, marketing and getting downloads might be the area you struggle with the most. You're not alone. This is one of the biggest problems most app developers face. But I can help. In week 4, I'm going to give you the 10 proven strategies I used in my app marketing trifecta, where I got millions of downloads in all 3 major app stores, iTunes, Google, and Amazon. All of the hard work is already done for you. The first thing I'm going to give you is a template and tutorial of how to create professional-looking screenshots and icons. Most people download your app strictly based on your icon and screenshots, so I help you make yours stand out. But to really drive downloads, I'm going to help you create simple video of your app in action. If an image is worth 1,000 words, imagine what a video is worth. In week 4, I'm also going to give you my advanced social media strategy, the same strategy one of my students used to get over 10,000 Facebook fans for his app. The social media strategy is huge. Once you have a bunch of raving fans, you can tell them about your other apps to really drive downloads. I'm also going to show you a really easy way to spy on your competitors so you can use their keywords in your app name. Remember from earlier, naming your app correctly is one of the most important things you can do to position your app and maximize your downloads. So I show you exactly what to do that. All right, finally in week number 4, I'm going to help you with other strategies to drive downloads like press releases and app review websites and translations and updating your app. Again, this is practically done for you. I'm giving you the templates and resources to speed up all of these marketing activities. I'm trying to do as much of the hard work as I can because I want you to have killer apps and get downloads as quickly as possible. Imagine how exciting it would be to have your app in the App Store, getting downloads and making you money. So just like weeks 1 through 3, I'm going to set up a live coaching call towards the end of week 4 to answer any questions and help you with anything you need. So now you're all set. The last thing I need to do is help you set up an email alert every morning that shows you how many downloads you got and how much money you made. Imagine how it will feel to wake up excited every morning and check your email and see how much money you made. So the bottom line is this. In the AppRush Academy coaching program, I take you step by step through the exact 6-figure blueprint and system I personally used to get over 10 million app downloads and growing. And I've already done most of the hard work for you. I give you the exact strategies and tools one of my students used to make over $18,000 in his first 90 days with his very first app. I obviously can't guarantee you or anyone is going to make $18,000 in your first 90 days, although I sincerely hope you do. What I am telling you is this. You can use these exact strategies, tools, and resources to build, market, and make money with your own apps. Imagine what these strategies will do for you, especially if your app is ready by Christmas. So not only do you get the 4-module training videos, I include cheat sheets, checklists, my app marketing trifecta, and weekly live group coaching calls with me. I'm also going to throw in some super bonuses. For anybody who decides to invest in checking out this training program to see how to make passive income with free apps, I've decided to throw in what I call my super bonuses. Bonus number 1 is my mini game template and banner strategy. It has a $1,000 value. This is the same game template and strategy that increased my banner revenue by $11,000 per year. Bonus number 2 is my full page ad template and engagement strategy. This has a $1,000 value. These are the same images and engagement strategy that increased my affiliate income by $12,000 per year. But you get way more than just my templates and strategy. Bonus number 3, you get 50% discount on game making software. It's a $150 value. The free version of this drag and drop software allows you to publish your app only at iTunes, which is probably fine if you're an average developer who wants, to make apps and games as a hobby and doesn't really want to make any money. But the professional version of the software costs around $300 and allows you to publish your app in every app store. So as part of my AppRush Academy, you get a $150 discount on this professional version, so you can put your app on every device and multiply your profits. Remember, during Christmas, app downloads go through the roof in every app store, with everyone getting new devices for Christmas. and wanting to load it up with apps. So putting your app in every app store is a must if you're serious about making money with apps. So bonus number 4 is full access member support to my private Facebook group. This is an extremely unique opportunity. This bonus alone could be well worth the price of the coaching group. The folks in this private Facebook group have been around for a while, and they're more than happy to help you out. You can network with them. You can keep each other accountable. You can share contacts and resources and get your questions answered by our members. In summary, the AppRush Academy coaching program has a private Facebook group that you get instant access to when you join today. This is a great way to get started, get feedback, or if you ever get stuck, members are literally in there right now, more than willing to help you. So there's still more. Here's the deal though. I can only mentor 20 new students today, and a few hundred people registered to attend this webinar. So I obviously can't take everyone. I can really only help those of you who are excited about this huge opportunity and that believe you can follow a simple system and who are ready to take action. Because I need to work on my own apps before this huge spike in downloads at Christmas. So if you want to be one of my Christmas success stories, please make sure you are ready. I'm about to give you the link to sign up. And remember, I don't have room for everybody. If you click on the link I'm about to give you and the order form is still there, that means I still have space available. If you see a web page that says AppRush Academy is sold out, that means all the spots are full. I see in the chat box that some of you are saying you're ready to sign up, but you're wondering about the price. And first, let me remind you of what you get in the AppRush Academy 28-day challenge. I can only mentor 20 more students to get their apps ready in time for Christmas. The online membership site has 4 modules and over 47 training videos. I can sell these videos individually for $37. That has a $1,700 value. The weekly live group coaching calls where you can ask me anything you have live is a $1,000 value. Bonus number 1 is my mini app template, the template I use to increase my banner revenue by $11,000 per year. Bonus number 2 is my full page ad template where I increase my affiliate revenue by $12,000 per year. Bonus number 3 is the software discount that allows you to create one app and publish it in every app store. And then the final bonus is something I'm really excited about. It's a full access to my private Facebook group. We have an amazing community where everyone is helping each other and answering questions. I'm super excited for those of you who are about to join the Academy because I know how powerful having access to this private Facebook group is. Interacting with this group really is one of my favorite parts of the Academy. So if we package all that together, the AppRush Academy coaching program has an original value of $5,386. Now I know what you're thinking. Go ahead, Jeff. Tell us, how much this is going to cost. I'm sure it's a few $1,000s. And the thing is, I truly could make this a few $1,000s. I'm teaching you a proven system that can literally multiply your investment 10 times over. Plus, you get lifetime access, meaning when I update the program, you always get the update. And that's what's most exciting about the AppRush Academy. It's it's always getting better. But what I want to do, was make sure that it's affordable to whoever wanted to join, no matter if you're just starting out or if you're already, maybe a little more established. I wanted to make sure it was affordable to anyone who's serious about making money with apps. So instead of a few $1,000s, we didn't even charge $1,000. You can sign up right now for just one payment of $1,297, but I really want this to be an easy decision for you. For those of you who are watching this and ready to make some serious money with apps, for those of you who sign up right now while we're live on this webinar, I'm going to throw in what I call my Action Takers discount. This is only for those of you who take action right now. If you sign up while we're live on this webinar, you can save $300, but this discount goes away as soon as the webinar is over. So if you want to be one of my 20 success stories, if you want me to help you every step of the way, you can join AppRush Academy 28-day challenge right now for just $997. Make some apps, get some downloads, and cash in during the Christmas gold rush for just $997. Look, you can either think of this as an expense or an investment. An expense is money that is lost. An investment is something that you're going to get a return on. So by investing this today, I'm going to help you build, market, and make money with apps. How much money do you think you could make with apps? Could you make $1,000 a month or $1,000 a week or even $1,000 a day? Everyone's at a different place, and my job is to help you turn a profit after buying this coaching program. I obviously can't guarantee it, but I would expect you to cover your investment in this coaching program in less than 90 days. And with the Christmas selling season right around the corner, I would expect you to cover it much faster than that. So we also have a 4-month plan for the 4-month payment plan for those of you who want to break it up. It's a 4-month installment plan of $297. It does come out to a little more than $1,000. It's $1,188. So we do reward those of you who purchase with a one-time payment. But I do offer a monthly installment plan if that makes it easier for you at just $297 per month for 4 months. And we also offer PayPal's credit as a payment option. You don't pay anything for up to 6 months. This is really cool. PayPal recently approved us as a preferred vendor, and we can now offer you PayPal credit. This means you can join AppRush Academy today for $0 and pay for it in 6 months after you start making money with your apps. Let me repeat that. You can join today and pay for it in 6 months after your apps are in the App Store and making you money. So it still gets better. I am so confident in the results you will get, I offer the best guarantee ever. Here it is. Take the entire program, download everything, take the whole thing, put it to work for you. Build some apps, get some downloads, make some sales, do everything for 30 days. If you're not absolutely thrilled with your results, you pay nothing. I will give you an immediate refund, no questions asked. Essentially, I'm giving you the entire AppRush Academy for free. If you're not happy, just email me, tell me, and I will give you a full refund. So at this point, you know you can do this. With my generous guarantee and the PayPal payment option, there's absolutely no reason you shouldn't try the AppRush Academy 28-Day Challenge. But it still gets better. For the first 5 people to sign up right now, I'm going to give you 2 of my game templates that you can use immediately. These have a $497 value. This fast action bonus is huge. These are some of the same app templates that made me thousands of dollars per day last Christmas, and I'm giving them away to the first 5 people to sign up right now. And here's why. I really like to reward fast action takers because what I've noticed is those people who take fast action ultimately end up to be my most successful students, because action and implementation is everything. That's the trick. Everyone's always asking me, Jeff, how are you able to get so many downloads and make so much money so fast? The trick is fast action, and that's why I want to reward those of you who sign up right now by giving you some of the same app templates I used last Christmas to make over $1,000 per day. Here's the link. I highly recommend you sign up right now if you want to get today's fast action bonus. These game templates will go fast. So make a decision. Take fast action. I'll put the link in the chat box here for you because I know that'll make it easier. There's Rich, there's no www. I think that'll go somewhere else.
All right, I got you. All right, well, we don't want to do that then. All right, so don't do that. Sorry about that, man. I was waiting for the app myself. I want to take advantage of this so bad. People were dying. They're screaming in the question box going, where's the app? Where's the link? Where's the link? So apprushacademy.com/Rich's Special. So let me go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and highlight yours. Folks, I'm going to put it in the question box right now. This is going to be a cut and paste. So for those of you who are looking in the question box right now, just go ahead and cut and paste that right there. HTTP and the / is la-di-da. AppRushAcademy.com, Rich's Special. The cool part, Jeff, and I got to tell you, I'm listening to the whole thing. I watched, other than walking to my refrigerator, I left my webcam on. Somebody said, grab me a pickle, is that the opportunity that we have to work with you and work over the shoulder. You know what? I'm 61 years old. Some of my folks out there, they're as old as I am, or even some of these youngsters right here. The biggest fear is being abandoned, is to get something like your program, to get 500 different videos that we get all enthralled with, and yet we have nobody to help. And to get sometimes to support, you go, oh my God, how am I going to do this? And what do I do next? What you've just offered to everybody is basically, you said the key words. It's an investment in yourself. And you gave three opportunities. Now, here's three opportunities that I saw, and tell me if I'm wrong, okay? The first opportunity you gave me was to pay one payment of $9.97. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay, that was the one option. And then the second option I thought I heard is you're going to give me an opportunity to work with you for $2.97 a month for 4 months, which comes out to $11.88 or something like that. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so the third option is the coolest option of them all. I just got approved myself for zero down with PayPal, pay me later, I think it's called. And what an awesome opportunity, because I think the fourth opportunity you gave was download everything, try it, and if you don't like it in 30 days, I'm going to give you your money back. Did I hear that correctly?
That's right.
Okay, so, okay, now here's your choice, folks, A, B, C, or D. I can't think of any reason why you shouldn't take advantage of this right now. I don't think it's Jeff, because I think he's a hell of a guy, and he put on one great webinar, and he seems to know what he's talking about. I mean, I'm pretty much sold on Jeff, so you know what? That's not a reason not to buy. We like you. Now, the product. I personally watched. Did you know who Joel Comm is? Do you know the iFart app? Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, my friend Joel Comm, you know, okay, I'm dropping names. Okay, he's not really my great friend, but he bought me dinner once, and I got to hang out with him because him and EBR are like married people. iFart, he makes money almost every day. When you said, and tell me if I'm wrong, you said there are some app developers are making $1 million a day, sometimes $2 million a day. Did you not say that?
That's correct.
You did, okay. So when you put all of that together, now I know Joel Comm doesn't make $1 million because he drives a better car. He drives a really crappy Honda. But I do know that he makes money on this program. Now, with all of that being said, by the way, congratulations, Paul. Paul Rogers is in, and I believe either Alex is in, or, oh, I just heard it again. Thank you very much, whoever that is. If you're in, by the way, go ahead and hit 1 in the box. And if you want to be in, hit 11111 and, you know, let your fingers do the dialing. When you take a look at, thank you, Paul, when you take a look at the opportunity that you have, not often do you get a chance to reach for the olive branch. Now, Rick is saying, you know, Rich, you buy everything you promote. Yeah, you know what? Because I'm an addict, Rick. And let me tell you why. Because I believe if I hit that one thing that'll make me more money than I have now, and I don't have a lot of it now, hey, look, I'm looking through rose-colored glasses. I want to take an opportunity to be a winner, a big winner in the latter part of my life. And if I can do this, now here's that. Remember I told you to pick A, B, C, or D? If you use this PayPal Pay Me Later, you got 6 months to work with Jeff over his shoulder to ensure that you at least make your money back and pay off the PayPal. There is absolutely no reason why you shouldn't take advantage of this now. Jeff, I'm not saying this because, you know, I know you're selling something, because after all, you are selling something. But what is more important, he's selling an opportunity for you to improve your life, to improve your income. And if you think about it, it all pencils. You got 30 days with no money out of your pocket for you to give this your all. I believe, Jeff, you also said one more thing, that it would take work. Did you say that as well?
I did say that.
All right, who's afraid of work out here? Come on, I know you old farts aren't, because, okay, Rick says I'm with you. I try everything too. Look, I'm not afraid of work, but I am lazy. Now, with that being said, you need to concentrate on one thing. Now, for those of you who came here tonight, you had an interest in an app. You have an interest in an app. You have an idea for an app. And if you don't have an idea for an app, let me see if I remembered this straight. Didn't you say something like, well, we can get the code and have it changed and create a whole new app and brand it under my name?
You can literally buy that code, that template, for $25. A decent, really nice looking template you could get for as cheap as $25.
Now, Sharon was asking, Can we sign up today if we don't want to start till after Christmas? I went ahead and answered for you. I said, yeah, you can if you
Yeah,
want.
yeah,
And let me
absolutely.
tell you why. You know what? Let's say, for example, it's too much for you right now around Christmas time. The bottom line is this. You're in on the ground floor. You're in at the right price. You can take advantage of the PayPal's Pay Me Later, and you don't have to pay a nickel for 6 months. You've been given an opportunity to work this program for 30 days, whether you like it or not. And oh my God, how can you not, if you treat this like a job, not take advantage of this opportunity? Now, for those of you, some people are saying they missed the beginning. Well, on the replay, I didn't ask you, Jeff, on the replay, if I do the replay, are you going to hold these prices for give me 24 hours?
Yeah, I think we will. I mean, especially for those folks who maybe joined late. I saw,
Yeah.
that
And you
people
know what?
were doing
And I know some because I started pounding the mail again once I got off. Anyway, the reason why I did that is because I wanted you to take advantage of this opportunity. Am I excited about it? Yeah. Do I really have an app idea? No. But you know what I do have? I've got the Moxie, and I can't believe I just said Moxie, but I do have the wherewithal, and I can't believe I said wherewithal, to give this a try. Because, Jeff, I know one sure way it's not going to work. You know what that way is?
Don't try it.
If I don't take advantage of this. So
I
here's an
think
olive branch. Here's an opportunity. I'm going to make it a little bit sweeter. Jeff's in San Diego. If you and I take advantage of this right now, and you take advantage of this either now or on this replay, which I'd prefer you take advantage of it now. For those of you who know me, I'm associated with JVZoo, and I have power. The kind of power I have is that I'm going to be working with Marketing Mayhem, as I always do with each one every year, just being the social guy. And I have my own VIP list. Now, originally we had Coolio as the entertainment. My VIP list got to hang out with him in the green room, so we said in Florida. And then Vanilla Ice, my VIP list, got to hang out with Vanilla Ice. This year in San Diego in March, we're having Flavor Flav and Rob Bass and Tone Loc. It's going to be, EBR just seems to like all these black rappers, but I'm telling you, it's a lot of fun to party and hang out. I'm going to take care of not only the party, I'm going to take care of all of your alcohol, but here's the best part of it all. If you take advantage of this now, you will become my VIP, and I will introduce you to every speaker. I will get you every piece of material that they give out. I will get you involved in the VIP masterminds, and most important, you will be part of my VIP and part of my association with all of the quality people who are going to speak at JVZoo's Marketing Mayhem if you take advantage of it now.
Jeez,
So,
that's awesome.
and I'm telling you, right now the tickets have gone up. They are now $149. They're going to go up to $199, and then it's going to go up to $299, and we're going to sell out at $299. I am not BSing you. We're going to have 600 or 700 people there in San Diego. It's going to be, thank you, Jesse, by the way. Jesse says he's in. I can't keep up with this because people are taking advantage of it. Now, Jeff, I know you had a full hour to talk, and that was awesome. I only wanted to jump in for this 5 minutes because, like I said, I see things through rose-colored glasses. I'm really looking for the next thing for me. I want to take advantage of it because of one reason and one reason only. I believe in Jeff Gould, and I believe in this product. And if you took a listen, and if you went through this webinar, and you listened to everything exactly what he said, he didn't stroke you. He doesn't sound like he's way out there telling you he's made millions of dollars. I believe you said you made like 200,000 one year or something like that. Is that what I heard?
That's right.
Okay, so have I been paying attention?
Yep.
Yes, I have. So I paid attention for a reason, because I wanted to know if this is right for me. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. There's some crap out there that I bought that wasn't right for me that, you know what? I didn't make a mistake because I believed it at the time, and I didn't work hard enough. But you know what? I have an idea for an app. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You're going to have to see it, okay? But I'm going to take advantage of this program, and I'm going to build this app, and I'm hoping to make something. And if I don't make the millions I think I can, I'm at least going to make my money back for my investment, and I am going to have the most important thing that I'm going to get out of this right now. and that's the knowledge to do this. And I'm not doing it alone because I'm going to make Jeff take me by the hand. And if I have a problem, I'm going to grab him in the chat box. He's going to give us his address for to get a hold of him. And I'm telling you, he does not want me to tell everybody I know that on this webinar I bought it for $1,000 and I failed. You want anybody to fail, Jeff?
No.
You want anybody to tell people that you failed them?
Absolutely not.
No. Okay. So I believe that. Take advantage of this right now. Am I acting like a salesman? No, I'm acting like a fan. I'm under the ether. You know what? I'm under the freaking ether, but it's for free. Okay? PayPal, 6 months, you don't have to pay. Make your first payment for $297. Don't put it on PayPal. Put it on your credit card. All of you have a $300 limit. Don't pay it for 30 days until you make some money. And if you don't make some money, it'll never come up on your bill. If you want to go balls out, spend the $997 and you save yourself $300 and everything's going to be awesome. Or take the 4Pay. Mike Marino's in. Thanks very much. Jesse's in. Jesse, he's saying nobody's responding to me. I'm going to concentrate on you right now. When is this?
I think I just responded to
Oh, did you? Okay, awesome. Yeah, I've been going through this. Julie says, seems like PayPal credit's only for U.S. It only gives U.S. states the option. Okay, yeah, it does, Julie, but here's what I suggest. Throw it on a credit card. Your bill won't become due for 45 days. Take that opportunity to jump on this, and if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. Now, there were a couple of questions that I couldn't answer, Jeff. Let's just take a minute, and we'll wrap it up, let's say in about 5 minutes. Is that good with you?
Yeah. I got a list of questions that I think we need to address.
Okay. What was the name of the software that you had to buy to create these apps?
It's called Game Salad Creator. Game Salad, kind of one word.
Awesome.
Another question was, can you go at your own pace? Absolutely. So what I've tried to do is put some structure around this where it's structured around 4 weeks, but you have lifetime access to it. I do group coaching calls every week, typically on Thursdays. Next week, because of Thanksgiving, it'll be on Wednesday. But get on with you every week, every Thursday. And even though I try to structure it around 4 weeks, you do have lifetime access to it. Even after those 4 weeks, you can still jump on those coaching calls. We have the private Facebook group, which is an enormous resource, by the way, just having that community of people that are willing to just jump in and help. So another question I saw was, is there any advertising cost? No, I've gotten all of my downloads for free. So I teach how you structure and market your app in every app store to not have to spend any money on marketing. So there's no extra cost as far as marketing. Can you start after Christmas? Absolutely. I encourage people to, get ready by Christmas, but if you can't do it, that's fine. There's still a big halo effect after Christmas where you can still make a fortune in a short amount of time with your apps. And then somebody else talked about the fast action bonus. We'll take a look to see who signed up in what order and get those fast action bonuses out to you guys.
And I think there's a couple of them left, too. So, you know what? I think there might be one or two. I was hearing the ding-dong bell go off, so I wasn't really quite sure. But I know that Alex just said that he was in, and thank you very much for that. Julie's asking, do we have to understand apps and what it is and software? No. Didn't you say that you don't know software? And I think
I don't.
And I never will?
That's right. I'm kind of like an accountant, if you will. My background's in finance and accounting. I'm not technically inclined, but I've built all my apps myself using this Game Salad software. And the coolest thing about it is you make one app on your computer, and you can literally put it in every app store. It's
awesome.
Really
and you know what? And there's a ton of app stores out there. There's a ton of ways to promote it. Do you help us promote it? I mean, are you going to walk us through it? iTunes and Amazon and the other stuff?
That's a great question. Yeah, the module with the most videos is in the marketing section because it's so important. Like, you could have the nicest, shiniest object in the world, or in other words, an app to save the world, but unless you know how to get downloads, you're not going to do very well. So I have the most videos in that marketing section because it is so important. So
Can you outsource this and have other people build apps for you? I mean, like pay a couple $100 and do this?
Yeah. Yeah, it's not necessarily a couple $100. It really just depends on what style of app. But yeah, and I even give you recommendations in the academy of people you can actually hire on Odesk or Elance. And I give you job description, like how to post a job description
Yeah,
on,
yeah, yeah.
to get either a graphics designer or somebody to make the app for you.
Gotcha. Okay, 2 more minutes. We've been on for an hour 15. Jeff, you've been awesome. I got a question for you, and if my dog starts barking, I can't shut her up. So hang on there for a minute. But I've been trying to look for a reason not to buy, and I've gone through in my mind mentally. I've taken a minimal amount of notes because I know this is going to be on the replay. And obviously, I've listened because I can quote you almost on the things that you've said, and everything that you're saying is making sense. And folks, do you not agree? Go ahead and type in 1 if you agree that basically what Jeff is saying is an opportunity. Whether you're buying or not, just go ahead and tape 1 and tell me, did Jeff put on a good show or what? Go ahead, Tom. Tom says yes. I know Tom's not a buyer because he's old and decrepit and on Social Security, and he can't even afford to pay attention. All right, well, Tom's a regular guy, and we love him. Okay, people are saying yes, and yes, he did. So, Jeff, thank you very much for coming on the show. Last question before we sign off. Kevin, by the way, says, great job. If somebody out there is on the fence, and they're thinking, hey, man, 1,000 is too much, even $297 right now, you're asking for this money at Christmas time. I know you've given me PayPal, pay me later, but I'm from England or Australia and I can't do this. And you know what? I do have $300 on my credit card. I could probably go right over the fence and do that. If somebody was on that fence, and other than the money, and let's just talk about this for 1 second, Jeff, if you would, other than the money, can you give me a reason to take advantage of this program now?
I'm sorry, Rich, I'm not totally following the question, but it's like I've tried to eliminate all the obstacles, in regards to money. There's really not that many extra costs once you pay for the course. The software is $300, but we take that away and it might be $150, but you can actually try it for free and you can actually publish apps at iTunes for free, so there's not necessarily any additional cost there either. So
what I was asking, it wasn't the money. It really wasn't, because people right here, they're not concerned about the money. What I want to know is, Jeff, tell me something that I'm on the fence that you're going to offer me in your program that's going to convince me to invest in Jeff Gould.
Yeah, no, I have lots and lots of templates inside. You have access to me. I give people my email. We have the live group coaching calls. We have a network of great people in there. I give you image templates. I give you all of the proven strategies that work. I mean, if you try to go and do this on your own, it would take you probably a year to figure out how to make money with apps. And it's really about me taking you from 0 to day 28, and you're going to be making money with apps. That's kind of my mission. That's my goal, and that's why I offer that guarantee.
Okay, so this is what I'm hearing. I got 28 days. Let's say, okay, mindset is I've been out of work for so darn long. I got to go out and buy a new clothes. I got to get ready. I want to do the right thing, get all pumped up. I'm going to take $1,000 and I'm going to spend it on myself and invest in myself, and I'm going to go get this job. And I know that once I get this job, I'm not going to get paid for 2 weeks, or if I get a great job, I'm not going to get paid for a month. What am I going to do? Well, you know what? That job is going to train you. And it's either going to take a week, 2 weeks, or a month, or it might even take a year. What you've just been offered is a 28-day training to be self-employed, work for yourself, and given an opportunity in these 28 days to get paid for your training. And your investment is $1,000. The bottom line is this. Are you worth $1,000? Of course you are. Are you worth an opportunity to break it up into 4 payments, do it for nothing, put it on a credit card? Everything is falling into place. I'm asking you, if this is right for you, if it's not right for you, we're going to part friends. And you know what? We'll see each other down the road and everything will be cool. If it's not right for you, don't take advantage of it now. But if you're curious, and if you have an idea, and you know that an app is the way to go, knowing that it's not the easy button, but yet you got an expert like Jeff who's going to work with you hand in hand, take advantage of this now. Jeff, thank you so much for coming onto this program.
Okay.
I mean,
thanks for having me.
I got so excited, and I know you're tired because I know what it's like to present for that entire hour, and you're just going, but you know what? You were worth it, man. You put on a good show. Cool. The encore, not so much, but you put on a great show. So is there any last questions before we say goodbye to Jeff for the evening and let you guys go on your own? Going once, twice, 3 times a lady. I'm going to go ahead and paste this right now again. If you want to just go ahead and click on the link, you can go ahead and click on it in the chat box right now. I just went ahead and I made that available for you, so take advantage of it now. I'm going to put it in the question box where, unfortunately, because GoTo is like still in the 1980s, doesn't know how to go ahead and click on the link in the question box. Now, Jeff, one more thing. What's the address for the copy of the blueprint? Do we need that?
I'm going to send you an email with the link to it. But
all right, it's going to be my responsibility. Here's the deal. I'm going to go ahead and render this replay. You're going to be able to take advantage of it. I've got everybody's list on my GoTo, so I will send you the copy of the blueprint. The blueprint. Thank you very much, Jeff. What do you say? Hey, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Jeff the hand. Huh? Does he deserve it? Come on, yay! Come on, say thank you. Press 1. It'll make it easy for you. Same thing as clapping. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Kevin says thank you. Tom says thank you. Matt, Dean. All right. Charlie Thomas says thank you. Serena. I love that name. She says I am in, and ding dong, it just went off again. Paul says thanks. I mean, awesome job, Jeff. You were great, beyond expectations. Thanks for keeping this offer up for 24 hours. My list will appreciate you. That's it, folks. Thank you. Thanks, Jeff, very much.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. All right, everybody. You heard it. You got the opportunity. Jeff has given you so much. You know, every time you come on a webinar, you always have to expect that somebody's going to make you an offer at the end of it. And you know what? Some of the offers are great. Some of them are not. I believe that everything that I present to you, somebody's asking who is Johnny Wood. Johnny Wood, I believe, is a partner and that works with Jeff, and they work together. So I think he's the one that is giving you a receipt. And thank you, Johnny Wood, by the way. It's his receipt. So if there's a problem, you'll be getting a refund from Johnny Wood. But let me just tell you one thing. If you're going to go in this with the mindset that you're going to do this for 28 days and a refund, save yourself the time. I know most of you just won't do that, but I do want to tell you that, look, here's a chance to do something for 30 days that can help your future. And most important, today is the 20th of November. 28 days tells me it's about the 18th of December. It still gives me time to go out and shop for Christmas. If I put it on Don't Pay now for 6 months, I can spend the money I make on apps on Christmas money and worry about that down the road. If I put it on the credit card, I don't have to worry about it till January 15th. If I go ahead and I pay the whole thing now, yep, there goes $1,000. Oh, well. And if I do $297, well, you know you're going to have to pay that today and in December. So you have 4 opportunities. Pick one, A, B, C, and D. I want to hear success stories. I don't want to hear no success stories, except those of you in Australia who have to dip in the Christmas funds. Yeah, Julie, you got to do that. But you know what? Don't think of it dipping into the Christmas funds. Think of it as making money and replenishing those Christmas funds by Christmas. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. And on behalf of the entire Webinar Swaps, JV Zoo, and Rich Willens team, on behalf of E. Brian Rose, Brian Zimmerman, Chad Castleman, and myself, Rich Willens, I want to thank you very much for this opportunity. The replay will be coming up in just a minute. Don't forget, you guys are going to be my VIPs in San Diego. If you make it down there, just contact me. I promise we're going to have a lot of fun. Jeff, thanks again. Johnny Wood, thanks again. And for all of